My cousin mocked me for being adopted, saying I wasn't real family. Years later, at his wedding, I casually mentioned to the guests that his bride was actually my biological sister. And that's what happened next. I guess I should begin with the fact that I was adopted as a baby. My adoptive parents, who I'll just call mom and dad because that's who they are to me, have always been amazing about it. They never hid the fact that I was adopted, answered all my questions honestly, and made sure I knew I was chosen and loved. The problem wasn't with them, it was with my cousin Wyatt. Since we were kids, he's made my adoption his favorite joke. And when I say joke, I mean he spent the last 2 decades trying to make me feel like an outsider in my own family. When we were little, it started innocent enough. He'd introduce me to his friends as my fake cousin, or the adopted one. At Christmas, he'd ask loudly if Santa would be able to find me since I wasn't really part of the family. During family photos, he'd suggest I step out since I wasn't actually related. Every single time. As we got older, it got worse. At my sweet 16, he gave me a DNA test kit in front of everyone and said, maybe now you can find people who actually want you. At his graduation party, he got drunk and told everyone the story of how his aunt and uncle had to settle for buying a baby because they couldn't have their own. When I got into college, he commented on my Facebook post asking if I got in through the orphan scholarship program. My aunt and uncle, Wyatt's parents, tried to correct this behavior when we were young, but eventually they just started brushing it off as, that's just how Wyatt is, or he's just joking around. My parents would defend me, but that only made Wyatt do it more when they weren't around. By the time we were teenagers, I was having anxiety attacks before every family event. 5 years ago, I decided to search for my birth family. My parents supported me completely, helped me through the process, and held my hand when I first met my birth mom. She was young when she had me, just 16, and wasn't able to keep me. We built a good relationship over the years, and that's when I learned about Selena. Selena was my half-sister, born when our birth mom was older and more stable. Meeting her was like looking in a mirror. We had the same laugh, same mannerisms, same weird obsession with true crime podcasts. We kept in touch through social media and video calls, though we lived in different states. She didn't tell many people about me, saying it was complicated explaining the adoption situation. I understood. These things are personal. Last month, I got an invitation to Wyatt's wedding. I almost didn't go, but mom insisted it was time to be the bigger person. She even helped me pick out a nice dress and wrapped the gift herself. I figured I could survive one night of Wyatt's jokes if it meant making my mom happy. Then I walked into the church and saw the bride. It was Selena. My biological sister was marrying my bully cousin. Selena saw me during the ceremony and went pale, but kept it together. My half-sister, who knew damn well who Wyatt was to me, we talked about him in our texts, was marrying the cousin who tormented me about being adopted for 20 years. During the reception, I tried to keep to myself. Then Wyatt stumbled over to my table, already drunk on his own importance. Hey cousin, he slurred. Thanks for showing up, even though you're not really family. Get it? Because you're adopted. He laughed. I stood up, smoothed my dress, and smiled sweetly. Actually, Wyatt, I said, loud enough for the surrounding tables to hear, I'm more family than you think. You know your new wife? Selena? She's my biological sister. So congratulations. You just married into the family you've been mocking for 2 decades. Wyatt's face went through about 15 emotions in 3 seconds. Selena dropped her champagne glass, and the sound of it shattering seemed to break some kind of spell. What followed was pure chaos. Wyatt started screaming that I was lying. Selena burst into tears, confirming it was true. Their parents were confused. Wyatt's mom called me a spiteful bitch for ruining their special day. My mom tried to calm everyone down while my dad just sat there with the biggest grin I've ever seen, raising his wine glass to me. Then Selena's dad, who also didn't know about me, started demanding answers. Wyatt kept yelling about how I must have planned this to ruin his wedding. The wedding coordinator looked like she was about to faint. The DJ tried to start the cha-cha slide to distract everyone. I grabbed my purse and walked out during the chaos, head held high. My phone hasn't stopped buzzing since. Selena's texted saying she was going to tell him eventually, and I ruined everything. Wyatt sent me multiple voicemails that are just incoherent screaming. Half the family is calling me an asshole. The other half is calling me their hero. Turns out blood family isn't always what you think it is, huh, Wyatt?